Hey, Ben, it's Bryce. I did love Michelle's speech. It was important, and understand about Hillary and WikiLeaks and everything that's coming out, and all of it is important. But the stuff with Trump is a little bit slightly more important just because of what some women go through. I've seen women get hollered at and talked down and things of that nature, and then it's just messed up, it's wrong, and I know it'd be difficult to talk about, but it's important that we talk about it and deal with the situations. And that reason why I said it's a little more important that, yes, we have corruption and, we understand a lot of things that have taken place, but when it comes to certain issues like this is a little bit bigger. And I know some people have said,
Right.
well, where was Michelle and them about, certain issues with, obviously with Black Lives and they're talking like this about this, but not about this. And I understand that. I understand everything. It's I guess, a complicated situation on all levels. But I think that we got to stop. The only thing I think we just got to just focus on what's going on now. And don't get me wrong, all the criticisms are due, but I just think that sometimes we just deflect from what's really we need to be talking about, and when I guess on what's happening. But I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think, thanks for the call, man. I think it depends on what's important to you. I think what happens is people want to impose their priorities on you, right? Because for some people, and I'm saying this across the board because I do the same thing. I think everybody does this. My priority is just kind of esoteric, but most people try to impose their priority on you. And for a lot of people who are in my audience, their priority is can't believe the level of corruption that comes from Hillary Clinton. So that's the number one thing that's most important to them. Then you have some others who say, oh, Hillary Clinton's going to start World War III. That's the most important thing to them. I think it's utterly ridiculous. And we've unpacked that extensively this week. I'll try not to unpack it for a fourth night in a row. But, to them, they think Hillary Clinton's going to start World War III. So how could anything be more important than that? Then you have some people who feel like Donald Trump is the worst threat in American history. And so for them, all that matters is opposing Donald Trump. And my thing is this: you can't really dictate what's important to anybody. Last but not least, hang on. You have some people who honestly look at Hillary Clinton's tax proposal and economic policy and say, this is best for me. You have some people who look at Donald Trump's, and rightfully so. If you're making over a certain amount of money, getting Donald Trump elected is the way to go, right? So not everyone who's voting for Trump is a complete buffoon. Everybody has different priorities, and everybody, it seems like, and this is the hyperbolic part, right? This is a hyperbolic statement. It seems like everybody is trying to minimize what is a priority to someone else in order for their priority to take precedent. We all do it. The most important thing to me is to cut through that kind of bullshit. And I really wish everybody could just if we could just cut through that level of bullshit right there and recognize that everyone has a different set of priorities. What's a priority to them does not make them evil, a sellout, unless their priority is to actually literally kill you. But most rational human beings, they have a set of priorities, and that's what's important to them. And that's all they can focus on. That does not make them evil, does not make them the enemy. That just means something is more important to them than it is to you. So, listening to you, Bryce, you're saying that this sexual harassment, the sexual assault issue sounds like it's most important to you. I think it's a really big deal. I think it's a huge deal that can't be dismissed. But I'm not going to impose that on top of your hierarchy, because everybody else is going to be like, yeah, well, and this is where you get, right? Hillary Clinton goes on live television and she body slams the cute puppy. And I announced that on the news or on Twitter, and someone comes back and say, yeah, but Donald Trump is the worst thing in the world. So forget about that, right? Likewise, Donald Trump goes on TV and eats a puppy live. I mean, cuts that bitch up and just sautés and eat that motherfucker live. And I can report on that on Twitter, and people are like, yeah, but Hillary Clinton. And it's like, everybody just chill the hell out. There are competing priorities, and what's the number one priority to you does not have to be the number one priority for someone else. And that does not make them the devil. Because you know what that sounds like? This is what I thank you, Bryce, because you're going to get me in trouble. Why not? I lost, I think, 500 people this week. I'm welcome to lose more. You know what that is? You know why I hate that kind of attitude that much? Because that's what a religion is. That's exactly what religion does. If you don't put this at the top of your priority, and if you don't obey these set of rules and these set of laws, and if you don't go with this ideology, you're going to hell. And there's nothing else to talk about. You guys have just, not all of you, right? Let me, too many people have replaced religion with a political ideology, and you're carrying yourself the exact same way. And me personally, I fight against that type of bigotry in my religion too much to actually submit to that same type of mental bigotry, that same type of mentality and bigotry in politics. I'm good. I'm solid.